Hey folks, welcome back to your Week 14 2023 NFL picks. We've got, we went really rough week last week. We went 7-8 straight up last week. We had some real disappointments. That brings us to 129 and 79 overall for the season for a 62% mark. So we definitely need to improve upon that. So let's jump right in. We've got tonight's game, Thursday night game, between two 5-8 teams. The Chargers of Los Angeles come into Vegas, right down the road here, to take on the Raiders. Raiders are 3-point favorites. The over-under in this one is 35.5. Definitely going to be a low-scoring game. Justin Herbert's out. I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one. They're the home team, and they're facing a backup quarterback. I like their chances at home to go 6-8. And then we got 3 Saturday games since college football is into it's bowl season now. So we got Minnesota and the Cincinnati Bengals kicking it off early on, at 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And the Vikings are 3-point underdogs in this one. Total over under 40.5. Both teams coming in at 7-6. I like Cincy in this one. I think Cincy will be able to pull this one off handily. So I'm going to take Cincy in this one. And then we have the matinee at Pittsburgh at Indy. The Steelers are 1.5-point underdogs in this one. I like Indy in this one. The Steelers are still going with Mitch Trubisky, I believe. So both teams are 7-6 in this one, both fighting for playoff position. Line in this one's 42.5, but I'm going to go with Indy, the home team here. And then we close up with the nightcap on Saturday night, where the Broncos of Denver fly into Liontown to face the Detroit Lions. Lions are 4.5-point favorites in this one. Total over under 47.5. Denver, I was initially leaning towards Denver, but I'm going to take Detroit at home. Hopefully they don't lay another egg this week like they have throughout the season, just against teams that they should have won against. So I'm going to go with Detroit in this one. And then the Sunday games, the early games, the Bears of Chicago traveling to Cleveland to take on the Brownies. The Brownies are 3-point favorites in this one. Definitely tend to take the Browns. I think the Browns will be able to cover this one easily as well. And the over-under in this one's 38.5, so I think the Browns will be able to cover this one nicely. The Battle of the Bays comes. The Bucks fly into Green Bay to take on the GBs. GBs are favored by 3.5 in this one. The Pirate ship is, the over-under is 41.5. Both teams 6-7 in this one. I'm going to go with the home team on this one. I think the GBs will be able to pull this one out. Tampa Bay got a good win, solid win against the division, in the division against the division foe last week at Atlanta, but I do like the GBs in this one at home, so I'm going to go with GBs. And then we've got Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee's actually a 3-point favorite in this one. And it's tough because Houston, if they had Tank Dell, this would still be a Houston pick. But I am going to have to go with Tennessee at home on this one. I'm going to have to pick Tennessee. They're a 3-point favorite, total over under 37.5. I'm going to go with Tennessee. And then you have the high-flying Jets at 5-8 flying into Miami to face the Aquatic Mammals. The Aquatic Mammals are 8-point favorites in this one after that just complete disaster they had there on Monday night against the Titans, where they were gifted the game and then they just gifted it right back because it's the giving season here in December. Total over under in this one's 37.5, a really low prediction for the over-under. I'm going to take Miami at home, but I don't know about the points. And Tyreek Hill seems to be kind of day-to-day. They're not really saying a whole lot about him and his ankle or whatever it is that's bothering him. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Dolphins. And then we have the New England Patriots at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 7.5-point favorites in this one. Over-under again 37.5. I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one. I'd love to see the Patriots pull it out, but I just don't think they can. I think the Chiefs are going to be too strong for them there. And then we have the Giants of New York, the Biggies at New Orleans to take on the Saints when they come marching in. The Saints are 6-point favorites in this one, over under of 39.5. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Saints in this one. I don't know about the covering the 6-point spread, but the Giants, the Biggies, they really had a surprise game there against the Packers at home on Monday night. So I don't know that the Saints will be able to cover, but I do like the Saints in this one. And then we have the Falcons flying into the Charlotte area to take on the Carolina Panthers. Carolina is a 3-point underdog at home against its division foe. Over under here in this one, about 33.5, another low scoring game being predicted. I'm going to take the Falcons on this one. I think the Falcons will be able to prevail. It might be a push on this one, especially if it comes down to a field goal, but I do like the Falcons on this one. And again, purely for entertainment purposes only. This is just for fun. No gambling involved. And then we have the late games here on Sunday. Washington at the Rams. The Washingtons are 6.5-point underdogs at LA when they face the Rams. Total over under in this one of 50.5. I'm going to take the Rams at home. I think the Rams will be able to prevail. Washington's on a losing skid and just hasn't shown any signs of life. So I'm going to take the Rams on this one. And I do think they'll cover. It's a fat line for the Rams at home, but I do think they'll be able to cover. And then we have San Fran traveling into Phoenix to take on the Arizona Cardinals. San Fran is a 12-point road favorite in this one. I like San Fran in this one. I'm going to choose San Fran as the winner, but I don't know about 12 points, especially when the over-under on this one is 47.5. They're expecting some scoring, but I think that San Fran will win. I just don't know about that 12-point line. That scares me. And then we cap off with the Cowboys of Dallas traveling into Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills are 2-point favorites in this one. And the Cowboys are 10-3. Bills are 7-6. And then you have a 50.5 over/under total in this one. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call the upset here. I think that the Cowboys will be able to prevail in Buffalo over the Buffalo Bills. So I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. And then we have Baltimore at Jacksonville Sunday night in the Sunday nightcap. We have Jacksonville is a 3.5-point underdog at home against the Ravens, the Blackbirds of Baltimore. The over-under in this one's 42.5. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with, this is tough. I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I'm going to call the upset again. I'm probably going to regret this, but I think Jacksonville will be able to pull this thing off at home. I think Trevor Lawrence will probably be able to recover from his ankle injury, and they'll be able to do this thing at home. If this was in Baltimore, it would be a totally different story, but I think that Jacksonville will be able to prevail. And then the Monday Nighter closes out the week for the NFL. This week, the Eagles birds fly straight into Seattle to face another bird, the Seahawks. Eagles are 3.5-point favorites in this one, and the over-under in this one is 47.5. I like the Eagles, but I also think that they're reeling from their loss last week, and also against the Niners the week before. I'm going to call the upset again, and I'm going to call Seattle in this one. I think Seattle will be able to prevail against the Flying Birds from Philadelphia. So we'll see how everyone turns out on the other side of the weekend here. Have a great weekend and enjoy some football.